Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down the invisible blueprint that shapes, well, pretty much everything about our world, culture. It's the reason why some people shake hands while others shake fists to say hello. It guides our values, our customs, and believe it or not, even the way we see reality itself. So, let's dive in.
Okay, so let's just start with a simple question. Why are greetings so wildly different all over the world? Is it all just random, or is there some deeper force at play here? Let's take a look.
So, on the left, you've got the Kanuri people in Niger. To say hi, they wave their fists and say, "Wushe." Meanwhile, on the right, you have a classic handshake in Mexico. Now, these aren't just arbitrary gestures. They are pure expressions of culture, that shared blueprint for how we all relate to each other.
So, what exactly is this powerful force we call culture? To really get it, we need a clear definition, because it's not just about things like art and music. It is the entire framework that shapes our lives.
Right, so here we can see the difference between two really key ideas. Culture is the shared what? The knowledge, the values, all the customs of a group. Society, though, that's the who and the where, the actual people who live together and share that culture. They are totally two sides of the same coin. You just can't have one without the other.
To get a better handle on this whole culture thing, we can basically break it down into two big categories: the physical stuff we create and the invisible ideas we all share.
On one side, you've got material culture. That's all the physical things a society makes, from its buildings to its technology. And on the other, you have non-material culture. This is the world of ideas, beliefs, values, and language. One you can touch, the other you can't, but they are both incredibly powerful in shaping our world.
Take this hamburger, for instance. It's a physical object, right? You can hold it, you can eat it. That's a classic piece of material culture. But it also represents so much more, doesn't it? The rise of fast food, American economic influence, the entire system of modern agriculture.
But then what about the handshake? You can't exactly put that in a museum. It's an idea, a custom, a shared understanding of respect and friendship. It's a perfect example of that powerful, invisible world of non-material culture.
Now, this whole distinction between the material and non-material brings us smack into one of the biggest questions in science: nature versus nurture. Are our behaviors programmed into our DNA, or are they a product of the culture we're raised in?
For most animals, behavior is driven by instinct. These are innate, unlearned patterns. A bird doesn't need to go to nest-building class. It's just hardwired. Humans, we have instincts too, of course. But our behavior is primarily guided by something else entirely: our learned culture. There's a field that dives right into this. It's called sociobiology, and it's the study of the biological basis of social behavior. Basically, trying to figure out how much of what we do is really rooted in our genes.
And this is where the debate gets really intense. Sociobiologists might suggest that a lot of social behaviors, from parental care to friendship, are influenced by our genetic code. The huge criticism, though, is that this idea can be really dangerous. If behavior is purely genetic, that idea could be twisted to justify social inequalities, to claim some groups are naturally superior. And that's a perilous path, which is why most scientists emphasize that complex human behavior is overwhelmingly shaped by learned culture, not just biology.
So, if culture is learned, how do we actually do it? How do we pass down all these complex ideas and values from one generation to the next? Well, the answer lies in our unique ability to use symbols.
A symbol is really just anything that stands for something else. The crucial part, though, is that its meaning isn't built in. It's assigned and shared by people within a culture. Think of a flag, a logo, or a simple hand gesture. These things have no meaning on their own. We're the ones who give them immense power.
And this is a perfect illustration of a super important point. A symbol's meaning depends completely on its cultural context. The Texas Longhorn sign might show school spirit in Austin, but in parts of Europe, that exact same gesture is a serious insult. It's a powerful reminder that symbols are not universal. Their meaning is written by culture.
All symbols are important for passing on culture, but there is one system that just stands head and shoulders above all the others. It's the most complex, the most nuanced, and by far the most powerful symbolic system we have. It's the very foundation of culture itself: language.
Okay, this next idea is one of the most profound in all of sociology, so let's really focus in here. What if language isn't just a tool for communication? What if it actually constructs the very reality that we experience?
This quote absolutely nails the idea. It's a two-way street. Our culture shapes our language by giving us things we need to talk about. But then, the language we create turns right back around and shapes our culture by influencing how we think and what we're even able to perceive. It's a constant, powerful feedback loop.
This feedback loop is at the very heart of a mind-bending theory known as the Sapir-Whorf Hypothesis. In simple terms, it proposes that the language you speak doesn't just describe your reality, it actively shapes it.
To put it simply, the words you have can either open up or limit your perception. The classic example is snow. If a language has dozens of words for different types of snow, its speakers might actually perceive more variations in a winter landscape than someone whose language just has one word for it. Your language provides the categories that you see the world through.
And this leaves us with a final and pretty profound question. If every single language is a unique lens for viewing reality, then how many different realities truly exist on this planet? What ideas, what perspectives, what entire worlds might we be completely blind to simply because we don't have the words to see them?